Hello friends, in our subject thermal engineering, laws of perfect gases. In the previous lesson, we have discussed about what is meant by vapor and what is meant by perfect gas, and perfect gas laws like Boyle's law, Charles' law, and also characteristic gas equation and universal gas equation. We have discussed and some of the simple problems. Today, in this lesson, the objectives of this lesson. On the completion of this lesson, you will be able to know the Avogadro's law, Joule's law, Reynolds law, specific heat at a constant pressure Cp, specific heat at a constant volume Cv. These are the 5 topics we are going to discuss in this lesson. First of all, Avogadro's law. So, as per the Avogadro's law, it states that equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. Once again, equal volumes of all gases at the same temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. This is the statement of Avogadro. And now consider characteristic gases equation in terms of specific volume, that is P into small v is equal to RT. Multiplying on both sides by capital M, that is molecular weight and mass of or molecular mass of the gas in kg mole. Then it will be P into capital M into small v is equal to capital M into RT. So the product of molecular weight and the specific volume is called molar volume. Once again, you must remember the product of molecular weight capital M and specific volume small v is called molar volume. So now this will become P into molar volume V mole is equal to, and the product of M into R is nothing but the characteristic gas constant, that is Ru into T. So, but Ru is equal to universal gas constant is same for all gases, that is nothing but, which is the value that is 8.314 kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin. So this formula we must remember, P into V mole is equal to Ru into T. For given set of conditions of P and T, V mole is constant for all gases at NTP conditions. That is, V mole is constant for given conditions of P and T, that is pressure and temperature. The molar volume is constant for all gases at normal temperature and pressure conditions. So that means molar volume V mole is equal to capital M into small v whereas also equal to Ru into T by P, that is Ru is 8.314 into normal temperature is 273 Kelvin and normal pressure is 101.25. Then molar volume is equal to 22.4 meter cube per kg mole. This we must remember. That means for normal temperature and pressure, NTP conditions, the molar volume remains constant for all gases. That means this molar volume is equal to 22.4 meter cube per kg mole will be same for all gases at NTP conditions. Hence, at 0 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin and 760 mm of Hg, that is 101.25 or 101.3 kilonewton per meter square, which is the normal pressure and normal temperature. The volume of 1 kg mole is 22.4 meter, 22.4 meter cube. Thus, we must remember. That means volume of 1 kg mole of gas is nothing but 22.4 meter cube. That is at NTP conditions, that is normal temperature and pressure conditions. From Avogadro's law, 1 kg mole of any perfect gas, 1 kg mole of any perfect gas occupies a volume of 22.4 meter cube and contains 6 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules at normal temperature and pressure. 1 kg mole of any perfect gas occupies this much of space and contains this much number of molecules at NTP conditions. Right? This is from Avogadro's law. So once again, the Avogadro's law is, so this is the number 6 into 10 to the power of 23 is called Avogadro's number. This is called Avogadro's number. So this is all about, so from this you can find 1 kg mole of gas will occupy a space of 22.4 meter cube and contains 6 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules at normal temperature and pressure, and 6 into 10 to the power of 23 is also called Avogadro's number. What is the Avogadro's number means? This will be the Avogadro's number. It means this much number of molecules are contained by 1 kg mole of perfect gas and also occupies 22.4 meter cube of space. Right? This is all about Avogadro's law. Once again, Avogadro's law can be stated as equal volumes of all gases contained. Equal volumes of all gases at constant temperature and pressure contains same number of molecules. So next is Joule's law. So Joule's law states that the change of internal energy of a perfect gas, the change of internal energy of a perfect gas is directly proportional to the change of temperature. Once again, the change of internal energy of a perfect gas is directly proportional to the change of temperature. That is delta U or du is equal to dt. That is du is proportional to dt. That is du is equal to Cv into dt, where C is the constant proportionality and also called it as specific volume at constant volume. Specific heat at constant volume, sorry. So du is equal to Cv into dt. So as per the statement, du is proportional to dt. That means if the change in temperature increases, change in internal energy, change of internal energy also increases. So Cv is the constant proportionality. So change of internal energy U2 minus U1 is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. where m is the mass of the gas and Cv is the specific heat at constant volume, that is constant proportionality as per the Joule's law. From the above equation, if the temperature of a given mass m of a gas change from T1 to T2, the internal energy will change from U1 to U2, and the change in internal energy U2 minus U1 will be same, irrespective of the manner the pressure and volume of the gas have changed. Right? So this is all about Joule's law. Joule's law states that the change of internal energy of a perfect gas is directly proportional to the change of temperature. And this derives the formula, that is U2 minus U1 is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. Reynolds law. Reynolds law, that is, this law states that the two specific heats of gas, that is, two specific heats means specific heat at constant pressure and specific heats at constant volume of a perfect gas, do not change with the change in temperature. The two specific heats of a perfect gas do not change with the change in temperature. This is the Reynolds law. The value of Cp and Cv are constant, and hence their ratio, the values of Cp and Cv are constant, and the ratio is also constant for a perfect gas. And the ratio of Cp and Cv is denoted by gamma, is also called adiabatic index. Cp by Cv is equal to gamma, are called adiabatic index. So adiabatic index gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. So far we have discussed three main perfect gas laws. One is the Avogadro's law, and then Joule's law, and then Reynolds law we completed so far. Now specific heat. What is meant by specific heat? Let us see. It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree is called specific heat. Is called specific heat. So all liquids and solids have one specific heat only. All liquids and solids have only one specific heat, whereas the gases usually have two types of specific heats. Gases usually have two types of specific heats, whereas the liquids and solids have only one specific heat. So now the two specific heats are two types. Number one is the specific heat at constant volume Cv, and the specific heat at constant pressure C. Now first of all, let us discuss about specific heat at constant volume Cv. And it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance or unit mass of gas through 1 degree. when it is heated at a constant volume. When the gas is heated at a constant volume. This is the definition for specific heat at constant volume. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance or the gas through 1 degree when it is heated at a constant volume. So it is generally denoted by CV. So if you see this specific heat at constant volume, see here in this case the volume is same, it is constant volume, that is 0.1979 meter cube. If you goes on heating, the temperature is rising and pressure also rising. As the temperature is rising, pressure also rising. As the temperature is decreasing and pressure also decreasing. So the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of gas through 1 degree for a unit mass of substance at a constant volume is called specific heat at constant volume. So here P, if you see, the volume is constant, remaining constant, but the pressure is increasing, and also temperature also increasing, and entropy also increasing. That means at a constant volume, the pressure is increasing, temperature is increasing, and entropy is also increasing. Say if you see this temperature entropy diagram, and this is pressure volume diagram, and here volume remaining constant, but pressure is increasing. And here in this case, in temperature entropy diagram, the temperature is increasing and also entropy is also increasing. That means when the volume is kept constant and if heat is supplied due to supply of heat to the gas, the pressure increases, temperature increases, entropy increases. So right. So next is, so let us see the specific heat at constant volume. Consider a gas contained in a container with fixed lids as shown in figure. If gas is heated, it will increase the temperature and pressure of the gas inside the container. Since the lids of the container is fixed, the volume of gas remains unchanged. As the lids are fixed, so volume always remains constant. By heating, the temperature is increasing in thermometer, and also and pressure probe, the pressure also increases, right? So if the volume is kept constant by closing with the lids, if it goes on heating, the pressure increases, temperature increases, also entropy also increases. Now the total heat supplied to gas at constant volume is equal to total amount of heat supplied to the gas at constant volume is equal to Q122 is equal to mass of the gas into specific heat at constant volume into temperature, rising temperature. That is MCV into delta T or dt or T2 minus T1. M into Cv into T2 minus T1, that is the heat supplied, total heat supplied to the gas at constant volume. So MCV T2 minus T1, that is where T1 is equal to initial temperature of the gas and T2 is equal to final temperature of the gas, where when the gas is heated at a constant volume, no work is done by the gas because there is no change in the volume, so thereby there is no work done. There is no flow work. So right. So all the amount of heat supplied within the body of the gas and the return in internal energy of the gas. So because there is no work done, whatever the amount of heat is supplied into the body, So thereby that will be represented in the internal energy of the gas. Now let us go to the specific heat. You must remember all these. Specific heat at a constant pressure. It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a unit mass of gas through 1 degree when it is heated at a constant pressure. When it is heated at a constant pressure. This is the definition for specific heat at a constant pressure. Once again, it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a unit mass of gas through 1 degree when it is heated at a constant pressure, and it is denoted by generally Cp. So consider a gas contained in a container with a movable lid. Previously in case of Cv, we have fixed lid. Now it is the movable lid, but the pressure is remaining constant. So if the gas is heated, it will increase the temperature and volume of the gas in the container. So heat supply, total amount of heat supplied should be equal to the heat supplied at a constant pressure is equal to Q12 is equal to mass of the gas into specific heat at a constant pressure into a rise in temperature. So M into Cp into T2 minus T1. Now let us see this. This is the movable lid. As we are going to supply the heat to the gas, and this is goes on heating, thereby due to heating there is a rise in temperature. As the pressure is kept constant, there is a rise in temperature and also a rise in volume. That means whenever we have heated the gas at a constant pressure, there will be increase in the temperature and there will be increase in the volume also. That means the lid can move upwards. That means pressure is kept constant. So constant pressure heating whenever a gas is heated at constant pressure, the heat supplied to the gas is utilized for heat remains within the body of the gas and increase in internal energy. Du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. Hence, heat remains within the body of the gas. Increase in the internal energy du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. So, to do some external work during expansion, so as it is the flow work, W122 equal to P into V2 minus V1, because there is a change in the volume from V1 to V2, and there is a change in the temperature also from T1 to T2. That is P into V2 minus V1, that is equal to MR T2 minus T1. This is the external work during its expansion. So from the above we may write as Q122 is equal to dW plus du plus W122, or Q122 minus W122 is equal to du. That means the difference of heat supplied and work done, external work done during its expansion, is equal to change of internal energy. Now let us have the molar specific heats. Molar specific heats of gas. It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 unit mole of gas through 1 degree. Molar specific heats of gas is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mole of gas through 1 degree. So Cm is equal to Mc. That is Cm is equal to molar specific heat of the gas, whereas M is equal to molecular mass of the gas or molecular weight of the gas, and C is equal to specific heat. The molar specific heat at constant volume is equal to CVM is equal to MCV. The molar specific heat at constant pressure is equal to CPM is equal to MCP. It means CVM is the product of specific heat at constant volume into molecular mass of the gas. And here also CPM is equal to MCP. This is the product of specific heat at constant pressure and also molar mass of the substance, molecular mass of the substance. So this is all about so far in this discussion. Number one is we have discussed about Avogadro's law, we have discussed about Joule's law, we have also discussed about Reynolds law, we discussed about the specific heat and definitions and also discussions about specific heat at constant volume and specific heat at constant pressure. So far we have completed, and also molar specific heat of gas also we completed in this lesson. So let us have small problems, worked out examples. Example 1. Here you can see an electric bulb of volume 250 into 10 to the power of 3 millimeter cube was sealed off during manufacturing. That means constant volume at a pressure of 10 to the power of minus 3 mm of mercury. That is the pressure at 27 degrees Celsius. Compute the number of air molecules contained in the bulb. So pressure is there, volume is there, and also temperature is there. Thereby, number of molecules that we are in the air should be find out. So now the solution. So PO is equal to 760 mm of Hg. That means simply it is the atmospheric pressure. That we can also convert this into 101.25 kilojoule per meter square or kPa. And T is equal to 27 degrees Celsius. And P1 is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 mm of Hg. And V is equal to 2, V1 is equal to 250 into 10 to the power of 3 mm cube. And the temperature, if we convert this into Kelvin, then 300 Kelvin, T1 is equal to. Now we know about P0 V0 by T0 is equal to P1 into T1, P1 V1 by T1. After all these values are there, and V0 is equal to P1 V1 T0 by T1 P0. That is, P1 is known for us 250 into 10 to the power of 3, and volume is also known for us 10 to the power of, pressure is also known for us, and the temperature is also known for us T0. And also we are having T1, we are having, and also P0. So with this V0 we have, that is 0.2993 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter cube of volume. We know that 1 kg mole, that is, will occupy a space of 22.4 meter cube of gas, contains 6 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules. But whereas the previous volume is equal to 0.2993 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube, and say 1 kg mole contains 22.4 meter cube of gas, contains 6 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules. Thereby, the number of molecules contained by V0, that is 0.2993 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube of gas. So finally, you will get 6 into 10 to the power of 23 into 0.2993 into 10 to the power of minus 9 by 22.4. Then you will get the answer is volume of number of molecules present is 8 into 8.023 into 10 to the power of minus 12 molecules is the right answer. So right. So second problem is example 2. Oxygen occupies a volume of 22.34 meter cube per kg moles at NTP, normal temperature and pressure. Find its universal gas constant and gas constant. General gas constant as well as universal gas constant. At NTP conditions, pressure is equal to 760 mm of Hg or 101.325 kilonewton per meter square, whereas V is equal to 22.4. Actually here the given is 22.34, but here is this is wrong actually. So 22.4 meter cube per kg mole, and temperature is equal to 0 at normal temperature is 0 degrees Celsius plus 273 Kelvin. So by characteristic gas equation in terms of Ru, that is P V mole is equal to Ru into T, that is so Ru is known for us already, that is 8.314 kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin, and this 101.325 22.4 into 273, that is simply the same value for any gas. 8.314 is the universal gas constant. And next is M R is equal to Ru, then R is equal to Ru by M, that is 0.26 kilojoule per kg Kelvin after substitution of Ru and M value. 32 for oxygen, that is molecular mass or molecular weight of the oxygen is 32. That's why M is equal to 32. The substitution you got this R value. So R is equal to 0.26 kilojoule per kg Kelvin is the right answer. So next is example 3. A closed vessel contains 2 kg of carbon dioxide CO2 at a temperature 20 degrees Celsius and pressure 0.7 bar. Heat is supplied to the vessel till the gas acquires a pressure of 1.4 bar. Calculate final temperature, work done on or by the gas, and heat added, and change of internal energy. All this we have to calculate with this. It means simply you can say closed vessel contains 2 kg of, that means mass of the carbon dioxide is 2 kg and temperature is this much, initial temperature and initial pressure is this much, and the final pressure is this much, and whatever the final temperature, and also work done either on the gas or by the gas, and what is the amount of heat added and change of internal energy that we should have. And take specific heat at constant pressure, constant volume as 0.657 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. This is CV is equal to 0.657 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So with this you can calculate, let us see the solution. Mass is 2 kg, pressure of P1 is equal to 0.7 bar and P2 is equal to 1.4 bar, and T is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. They have given plus if you add 273, then that is 293 Kelvin, and T2 will be the final temperature. Since the gas is heated in a closed vessel, the volume of the gas remains constant. So whenever the volume is constant, the pressure is directly proportional to the temperature. That is P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. Should be the formula that we must use. P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. That after having T2 is equal to P2 into P1 by T1 by P1. That is after substitution of P2, T1 and P1, then you will get T2. Final temperature is 586 Kelvin. That is the first answer that we are having. And since there is no change in the volume, as that is a closed vessel, the work done will become 0. So work done on or by the gas is 0. We know that the heat added at constant volume, that is Q is equal to mCV T2 minus T1, that is M is there for us, Cv is also known for us, T2 is also known for us, T3 is also, T1 is also known for us. Then finally we'll get heat added at constant volume is equal to 385 kilojoules. Now change in internal energy, that is also Q122 du is equal to du plus W122, and du is equal to Q122 minus W122, where the W122 will become 0, then itself the change of internal energy itself is equal to the heat added. So du is equal to 385 kilojoule answer. So in this problem we are having got final temperature, we got work done which is 0, and heat added at constant volume also known for us, and also change of internal energy also got in this example, right? So summary of this lesson is, we discussed about Avogadro's law, we discussed about Joule's law, Reynolds law, specific at constant pressure, and also we discussed about constant specific at constant volume also we discussed about. And now let us have the sum. So here in this case, now the example 4 here in this case, let us see. A gas having initial pressure, volume, temperature this much 275, and volume is this much and temperature is this much respectively, is compressed at constant pressure. Pressure remains constant, that means 275 kilonewton per meter square only, until its temperature is, final temperature is given as for us, and calculate the amount of heat transferred and work done during the process. Take R is equal to 290 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and Cp is equal to 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So with this you can calculate very easily without any difficulty. P is equal to constant, thereby use V1 by V2 is equal to T2 by T1, and you will get final volume also, and also temperature is known for us. So here in this case, P into V2 minus V1, or MR T2 minus T1. So R is known for us. M you have to calculate on your own by using. So let us solve this problem. So P P is known for us, V2 is known for us, V1 is also known for us, and T2 is also known for us, R is also known for us, Cp is given for us, and now mass is equal to P1 V1 is equal to Mr T1, that is M is equal to after adding after substitution of P1 V1 R1 RT1, and you got 0.186 kg of gas. So amount of heat transfer is equal to Q is equal to M into Cp T2 minus T1 or Mr T2 minus T1. So this will be the, this is not equal, this is into cross, that you will get minus 31.78 kilojoules, right? And negative sign indicates the heat is rejected from the gas, that is heat has been extracted from the gas during the process. And next V2 is equal to, as I told you, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2, and V2 is equal to 0 points. After substitution of V1, T2 and T1, you got 0.056 meter cube. Then we know that work done during this process, W122 is equal to P into V2 minus P1, then you will get minus 9350 joules. That is negative sign indicates that the work is done on the gas. So indicates work is done on the gas. So here in this case we completed this problem. So summary of this lesson is Avogadro's law, Joule's law, Reynolds law, and specific heated constant pressure and specific heated constant volume we completed so far in this lesson. And now let us have a small quiz on this. The gas constant R is equal to the dash of two specific heats, sum, difference, product, and ratio. R is equal to dash is the, simply we can say, difference of, right? And the value of the product of molecular mass and the characteristic gas constant of all the gases is equal to 29.27, 848, 8314, and 427. 8314 joule per kg mole Kelvin is the right answer, right? So molecular volume V mole of any perfect gas at 6 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per meter square and 27 degrees Celsius will be meter cube per kg mole. You will get 4.16. Let us calculate this value, that is P into V mole is equal to RU into T is the formula. With this you can calculate. These are the four answers: 4.16, 400, and 0.15, and 41.7, which is the right answer. After calculation you can find. So 4.16 will be the 4.16 meter cube per kg mole will be the molecular volume or molar volume of a perfect gas. And equal volumes of all gases at NTP contain equal number of molecules. This is the Gay-Lussac's law, Reynolds law, Dalton's law, and Avogadro's law. You please recall, in this lesson we discussed about Avogadro's law, we discussed about Joule's law, we discussed about also another law, that is Reynolds law. Which is the right answer? Avogadro's law is the right answer, because Reynolds law is the ratio of two specific heats is constant, whereas the Joule's law is change of internal energy is directly proportional to the change of temperature. The specific heat of gas remains constant at all pressures and temperature. The statement pertains to Joule's law, Reynolds law, Avogadro's law, and Maxwell law. I think it is the right answer is Reynolds law, right? When the gas is heated at constant pressure, then the heat supplied raises the temperature of the gas, increases the internal energy of the gas, does some external work during expansion, both A and B. And both B and C. The gas constant R is equal to the dash of specific heat, sum, difference, product, and ratio. And this should be the ratio. Let us have the answer. Sorry, R is equal to difference of, this is the right answer. So now let us have a small assignment questions. This is one problem on gas constant and molecular weight of the gas. And here mass is given for us, pressure is given for us, volume is given, and temperature is also given. So PV is equal to MRT you can use, then calculate gas constant, and also RU is equal to MR with this molecular weight also you can calculate. Thank you friends for patient hearing. In between the lesson some disturbance may be there. Kindly excuse and thank you one and all.